Ali Abdelaziz in this week's. Okay, a fight with GSP.
Where's Noah?
Where's Noah?
Where's Noah?
A fight with GSP would get Khabib up, in quotation marks. Okay, honestly, I think if GSP is serious about coming back to fight, I could see it happening if he continued. That would get Khabib up. But he beat the bad word out of Conor. He did everything he wanted to do. He beat him in the striking department. He beat him in the wrestling department, the grappling department. He broke his soul and he took his will. And that is from MMA Mania again.
Yeah, so that was the quote. So it kind of sounded like you're saying your own opinion for a second until I realized that you're reading off.
That was a quote, yeah.
Ali Abdelaziz, man, that guy, he takes his chances whenever he gets them to talk about Conor.
Yo, this guy, like he went onto the Mike Tyson podcast, right? I was watching it recently. This guy doesn't hold stuff back, and he keeps talking about the same story with Khabib and Artem, man, over and over again. He went on the Helwani show. He almost got in a fight with Ariel. This guy's a sick guy. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a sick guy. I just think that he just stops sometimes, man. Sometimes he just talks too much. But
he's a promoter. He's a manager. He's Ali Abdelaziz. You know, like he feels a certain type of way after these guys said and did to him. Like, imagine being called a terrorist snitch by Conor.
No comment on that. No comment.
And then saying, "Hey, where's Noah?" Yeah, imagine that.
Could you imagine saying that to that guy? That's ridiculous, huh?
That's deep. He called him a snitch because he knows that Ali Abdelaziz has some shady background, and he knows that Ali Abdelaziz is not exactly the person that everybody thinks he is, or like his past. So he made people like myself actually go back and search it up.
Look at the background, yeah.
Yeah, if anybody wants to do that, go ahead on your own. But
I recommend not doing it. But
it's a decorated path. It's not that bad, right? But
it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
It's not that bad. It's just, I could see his situation where he was just caught up in the wrong situation, and he's such a determined person that he's trying to just achieve his goals, and maybe that was one of the ways where he's like, you know what, this is the easiest way for me to make money and to get to the States and all that kind of stuff, so let me just do it. And then when he got caught, then he's like, okay, well, how am I gonna get out of this situation? Okay, I can do this. Okay, now I'm out of the situation. How do I get involved with the MMA community and so on and so forth? I think he just
he did well for himself. No, you can't lie with that. But I think aside from Ali Abdelaziz, let's go back to the main topic, which is about Khabib coming back.
Bro, I love it. Ali Abdelaziz. Let's keep talking about him.
He's a sick guy, but I think a fight with GSP would get Khabib up. I mean, we've talked about this, I want to say, to the point of maybe 10 times now. But they keep teasing it,
11.
but it won't happen, man. I don't see Khabib coming back. I see him coming back. If he really is coming back, I see him coming back next year. Not this year, for sure. A fight with GSP would bring him back. But I think he probably wants more than that. I think if he came back, it would have to be for like a nice run. I think that run would probably have GSP, Conor. I want to say Tony, but I don't know what Tony's even doing anymore.
I don't know what are you reading? Like, what do you think?
What do you reading?
Conor, Khabib has said that he has no interest in fighting Conor anymore.
But that's a money fight, though.
No, he doesn't. He only $100 million. Then we have a problem.
$100 million, yeah, but like it might happen with the thing with Conor and Khabib, man. It might get $100 million. If Conor becomes champion, right? There's a very big chance that it would bring Khabib back, and there'd be a nice payday. Very nice payday.
I don't know. It's not $100 million though. It's not anything close to that. Remember we did that video, that podcast about going over like calculating.
Last month.
Yeah. It's not $100 million. I think he's closer to the 10 to 30 region, and then maybe through sponsorships and stuff like that, maybe a little bit higher. But 100 million is not happening. I think also when he says 100 million, it's figure of speech, right? He's not literally meaning $100 million. He means just a lot more than what he was making before. But I think, like, just like how we did it in our analytical video, we talked about Khabib will return in 2021. I think he's going to have the opportunity to come back. It will be for a lot of money, but it won't be as much as the Conor situation.
And do you think he vacates this upcoming month?
January 20th. January 20th is the day that Russia will cry. Do you know why?
Vacates?
Because he's gonna vacate. I
don't think so, man.
I think the UFC has an opportunity right after talking to Khabib to be like, you know what, this is what we're gonna do. We decided that we just announced that Khabib has vacated his title, and we have a guy in Dustin Poirier who just fought for the title and then lost, but then faced a top 5 contender in Dan Hooker and beat him. Then you have Conor, who has only lost to Khabib in the division, who came back and beat Donald Cerrone in less than a minute.
But can they force him to vacate or no? Well, they can't force
I don't think they'll force him to vacate. I think they'll have the conversation because up until this point, there hasn't been a real conversation between Dana and Khabib in terms of what is going to happen in the next year or what's going to happen for his future.
I'm not too sure, but is Conor Poirier for the interim belt or no? Or
no, there's no news on that yet. It's just a regular fight.
I don't know, man. I think Conor's gonna win, and then I think we're gonna see the summer of Khabib and Conor again, man. With those two fighting. I
don't know what Khabib gains out of it. If he wanted to keep his belt, then he would tell Dana, "Hey, I want to keep my belt and I want to fight somebody in."
How much would a GSP fight generate? Do you think?
Pay-per-view wise?
Yes, and revenue wise.
I don't know what revenue. You can just correlate it to pay-per-view buys. This year is a little bit weird because you have a fight in Kamaru Usman and Jorge Masvidal on short notice, getting 1.4 million.
1.4 million for that fight?
Yeah, you have Conor versus Donald Cerrone, which got like 1.5 or 1.4 around that region as well.
How high was Khabib and Conor? Like when they fought?
It was 2.4 or 2.6 around there, I forget.
And you're telling me Jorge and Usman got 1.4? I don't believe that.
What, you think it's more?
No, I think it's less. What? What? I don't
That's
see
how
them
much
getting
it was.
1.4.
Because it was Fight Island. It's the pandemic. It was like the first pay-per-view, I believe.
1.4 for those two? I mean, listen, I love Jorge.
I don't think it was actually.
But 1.4 is a lot of buys, man.
It is. That's what's being reported. It does make sense from all the. It's not a cap. It makes sense from all the videos and all the stuff.
Don't trust Uncle Dana White, man. Don't trust him.
It's not only from Dana. I think it was from other sources too.
Yeah,
it's possible. It's possible. So I think Khabib and GSP does over $1 million for sure. I would say it's not over 2 million.
I would say 2 million. What the heck?
No,
honestly,
it's not over 2 million. It's not over 2 million. I say
if a Jorge
around
and Usman fight can get 1.4, I think GSP Khabib could get like 2.5, 2.4.
Okay. You're neglecting a couple things for the Jorge fight. Jorge fight was Jorge Masvidal is still on his rocket ship, has a rocket strapped to his back.
Not anymore, but yeah, he was. Yeah.
No, hold on. Yeah, relax. So he has the rocket strapped to his back. He's been calling for a title fight, gets refused, denied by the UFC because of money that he's asking for. Right? They just don't want to give him the money that he wants. And then on short notice, 6 days, he falls. The Kamaru Usman's opponent, Gilbert Burns, falls through, and he comes in on 6 days' notice where he basically can't train. All he has to do is just cut weight. He cuts weight for 6 days and fights Kamaru Usman on the first Fight Island card, where
it was pretty legendary.
We're all in a pandemic. It's a summertime. Nobody has anything to do. So what do they go to? Is that they go and buy a pay-per-view. So there's some things that are special that I don't think you could replicate for other pay-per-views.
Isn't it also higher because you couldn't really go to a thing, like a restaurant or anything, right? Bars or anything?
I guess, yeah. So that you can attribute it like 100, 200,000. I don't know how much you want to do, but I think Khabib and GSP does over $1 million, not over 2 million. Somewhere in that range. That's a big range. I would say a little bit more than That's a million thing. That's a million range, but maybe around 1.2 to 1.8, around that range. Let's make it a little smaller for you.
If they build a well, you know, if we're talking about maybe like in the summer, if that happened, you know, with a crowd and everything, that could get a lot.
Ramadan, you love crowds, man. Stop with this crowd.
Bro, I'm telling you, by the summer, crowds will be there in full capacity.
Oh my god, you have the vision.
I have the vision.
So Ramadan is in May. So he finishes up in June, starts training. I don't know if he wants just a 1 month camp to get ready for GSP.
I think August.
So that's not summer. What happened to your vision? What happened to your
August
vision?
Is summer. Yes, August.
August is not summer. August is fall.
What do you mean it's not summer? That's my birthday, bro. What do you mean it's not summer? It's big summer, bro.
So somebody's lying to you because August is. Unless you're talking like August 3rd or August 4th. God. Yeah, then you got something, but I don't know. You know, again, look, this is something else that we can search right now. Computers in front of me, but I refuse to. This is just my knowledge, you know.
It's banter.